play in that cup semi-final. Will it be Fiji? Will it be England? A battle between the two sides standing 4th and 3rd in the HSBC 7's World Series standings. Well, they've met a huge number of times, these two sides. Fiji lead England 31-28 in the series. They met in the cup semi-final in Hong Kong when England won before going on to lose in the final to New Zealand. Very, very in excellent form as he has been all season. 5 tries on day 1 in Glasgow. And for England, well, they have Dan Norton, 6th on the all-time try list with 158, and plenty of pace on that England side with Marcus Watson in there as well. Well, there's Tom Mitchell to lead out this England side, and unfortunately the fog and the dreich has turned into rain, so handling is going to be very difficult out there.
Yeah, it will be a tough old bunch of conditions to both the teams, but interestingly enough now it'll be about the way England approaches defensively. Will they outthink the Fijians like they did in Hong Kong, or will Ben Ryan have now come up with a way to counter Simon Amor's rhythm and tempo defence to try and frustrate the Fijians? That was the tactical battle that Simon Amor won in Hong Kong. Let's see whether or not Ben Ryan has come up with a way of focusing and disorientating that England defence.
Yeah, Ben Ryan, the former England coach, now coach of Fiji, against Simon Amor. There he is, the new coach of this England side. So it is really a battle of the English think tanks as well out there, which adds another fascinating level to this game. And it's Fiji through their captain, Kalinisau, who are going to kick us off here now in the pouring rain in Scotstoun and Glasgow, round 8 of this series. And very important man at the restart, James Rodwell for England, using his height there. And off goes Phil Burgess. Plenty of tacklers around him. And the first penalty of the game as England come in off their feet. And off they go through 2i Fiji. There will be handling errors, as there has been all morning here in the very slippery, greasy conditions. And now it's very, very, do not give that man an opportunity or space. And now Ratambuli looking for very, very, coming in on the outside, supporting runner. Now he plays scrum half. Kalinisau to Masalevu. Masalevu again. Masalevu trying to work his way through. What a super offload at 2i. He's a strong man. He was never quite going to make it to the line. And the ball is spilled, and away come England now. Burgess with a little chip through, but they've given the ball back to Fiji. And it's Dumalailai. Mulavoro out to very, very... A little switch ball to Kalinisau. Superbly worked by Fiji through 2 of their ace strike runners.
Very evident that Fiji are going to play with pace and tempo. They've learned their lessons from Hong Kong where they play going backwards. Here, Viri's attacking the space. Kalinisau coming on a line break line. They're engaging the England defence to try and stop them, frustrating them, which is then causing the little indecisions. They're looking for one-on-ones. That's when they back themselves in attack. England need to maintain their shape defensively if they're going to stand a chance of containing this Fijian attack.
Well, as you said, Mike, it was a defensive masterclass produced by England in Hong Kong against Ben Ryan's Fiji. So maybe today he's found the response. Rodwell again, up at the restart, taken by Mitchell. Crawling, and crawling.
Wasn't held, was he? Was the Fijian on his hands, the other side of the ruck, taking the space? These are the difficult decisions that the referees have to interpret at the contact area. It's not easy out there for them, but they've got to get them right.
Here is 2i, and here's Viri. Watson catch, oh, what an offload! What an offload to Mulavoro! Well, Fiji have started so brilliantly in this cup quarter-final. England now sliced apart, not once, but twice, in traditional Fijian fashion.
Yeah, it's just quality attack play there. Very, very engaging in defence. Then you're seeing the floods runners of Fijian runners picking up those flood support lines. They do so well. England have got to control the pace. It's here, very, very, ball in 2 hands, looking for his man. There's his support. In these difficult wet conditions, their passes are sticking, their offloads are sticking.
Who said it was greasy? Fijian hands super gluing themselves to the ball so far. And look at that, 205 tries this season, way ahead of New Zealand, the series leaders. And here they come again through Masulevu. But England have it, and England pinned in their own half. Here's Bibby, can't get away. Bibby rolls and sets for Watson. Mitchell, is a penalty advantage coming here to England. The tackling is good from Fiji though. Watson now to Bibby. Is there a hole there? There is. Slides away from the tackle, does well Bibby, and then he finds support. Great support too from Tom Powell. Big, long striding Tom Powell, but those long legs unfortunately have taken him into touch. But good desperation defending by Fiji.
Yeah, great defending by Fiji, but again just unlocking the door. England just recognising they control the contact area. They create numbers, they create the 3-on-2s, and they're direct in space. They're going to get opportunities. Tom Powell should probably switch ball in other hand and slide a little bit earlier. But it's a great cover tackle there by Fijian defender.
Ben Ryan's Fiji, third in those standings. Winners last season in Hong Kong and Australia. Winners in Dubai and Japan this season. Look at the way through for Mitchell. Look at the way through for Rodwell. No, there's a knock-on. And Fiji, of course, will attack from absolutely anywhere. Can they go the distance here? It's very, very good hands from Radambuli. Trying to stretch this England side. And they might have done it. They might have done it. One inside ball here. Could have created the try, and it might be the chip that creates the try, but it's Dan Norton who does a great sweeping job there, and he had to run a long way to get back.
Counteract is good. Advantage. You're on your knees playing him, black 10. Black 10 on your
You were
knees.
quite critical of the refereeing of the breakdown in the first Cup quarter-final. What about this time, Mike?
Yeah, I think he's spot on there. Great counter, but then he went the other side. He put his hands on the floor. As soon as you do that in the game of sevens, you're not supporting your body weight. Right decision there by Rasta there.
Fiji starting so well yesterday, beating Argentina, beating Kenya, coming back from 17-7 down against the Kenyans. That was quite a retrieval in that game, and then hammering the Welsh 45 points to nil. 6 tries Fiji scored against Wales, and well, to be fair, Wales allowed them a lot of those opportunities. Pretty inept performance by the Welsh in that game. They looked very flat. Here is Bibby, and again he was the man who made the penetrating run that almost led to England's first try, but slipping out of contact.
Yeah, again, just a set play. I just felt Bibby should have given that ball early to Dan Norton. Let's see Dan Norton have a one-on-one with Very Very. Let's see whether or not Dan Norton can take Very Very on the outside of the inside. That's the contest we want to see. Just takes too long. It allows the Fijian defender to get back in the game and affect the handling error.
Fiji, the top try scorers in the tournament so far. 15 tries on day one and 2 more tries today, taking them to 17. That's impressive stuff. Averaging 5 tries a game, almost.
First one, second one.
Is that the half-time whistle? There's a bit of a dust-up in there, so it shows how much it means to these 2 sets of players. They've got plenty of history, and of course there will be memories from that Hong Kong semi-final when England dealt with Fiji very well. But at the moment it's the other way around, and Fiji very much in command, leading by 14 points to nil.
Decided to chase. We're not working to get the same connection, are we? So particularly in the middle, stay on our toes, and when the ball is there, the people either side have to be working for that step, and the person outside them waiting for that offload. All the time, keep that patience and trust and that chat that you had in the warm-up. Bring that there. In terms of the attack, let's just look to get a quick play away from the breakdown, blast heel, move it nice and quick, and then be nice with that. But the blast must be really strong over that ball. And then we've got them, because they're not working hard, and there's opportunities in the wider channels. It's just keep suffocating. Keep talking, keep winning. You got that? Keep talking, keep winning. Hey, last thing. This first 2 minutes, this will decide it. We shut them out in these first 2 minutes, it's game over.
Simon Amor said patience and trust.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Simon's talking about maintaining that shape. Very, very analytical in his feedback to his players. They know exactly what's expected of them, that they need to change. They were over-chasing in that first half defensively rather than working as a collective unit. That's why the 2 tries happened. In attack, they need to move it to the outside. So they've got to give Norton and Watson one-on-one opportunities. They do that, they stand a chance. But the next score for England is crucial. If they don't take the next score, Ben Ryan's point is right. Fiji win this game.
Yeah, Ben Ryan wasn't quite so analytical, but what he did say was shut them out for the next 2 minutes and it should be game over. And the rain intensifies here in Glasgow. Tom Mitchell then with the restart. England's press defence coming up on a line, but that doesn't always do the job against these Fijian side. Kalinasau was in possession. Now Ratambule. And England picked it up through Dan Bibby. Good work at the breakdown. And here's Burgess now trying to pummel and batter his way through that Fijian defence.
You attempted to collapse the rack, collapsing the rack. Yep, collapsing the rack.
Mike Friday throws his arms in the air, gesticulating alongside me.
Interesting call there. I thought he went for the clear, and as he went for the clear, he fell off his feet, which is a different point, but he's penalised England. They've now got to get their composure back and the ball.
Got to be careful here, Fiji don't create numbers. And here is Masalevu. Viri. Ratambule. Good hands from Tuwai, big strong man, isn't he? Look at him, he's a bull. Advantage again to Fiji, Mulavoro, Ratambule. And Fiji playing with a lot of patience, following Ben Ryan's instructions. Eat up the first 2 minutes of this half, you could be on your way, but Tom Mitchell is the man who's on his way to the line for England, and that was the essential riposte from this English side.
Exactly, and again, you've got to go back to that contact area. They were on their feet. They were competing legally, they've got the turnover, and their captains come up with the big scorer, a big time.
And the try coming just inside that 2 minute window that Ben Ryan was talking about.
Yeah, wonderful work by Bibby on the floor there. Moving away quickly. Mitchell sees the gap, takes the gap, leads from the front. Restart massive. Rodwell versus Tuwai. This is the key. Can they get the ball back again?
Tom Mitchell, the Oxford Blue, with the try, and now the restart. Rodwell, who normally is underneath these, is on the right-hand side of the pitch, and they go left. And it's Alex Gray.
Big play there. Alex Gray fresh on the pitch. He needed to win that kickoff for England to get possession back. Missed opportunities, the little things that matter in cup quarter-finals.
Yeah, just off the bench, Alex Gray and James Rodwell, normally the go-to man at the restarts, but he was hugging the right-hand touchline on that occasion. One of Fiji's most complete performances this season against New Zealand, who they could play next. 44-0, they beat them in Dubai.
At the tunnel.
And the ball came out of the tunnel there.
No, yeah, I'll sort it out.
England 5 semi-finals and 1 cup final this season. 5 semis in total.
Behind.
Losing 26-7 to New Zealand in the final in Hong Kong, an event they've won on 4 occasions. What a clever little chip by Kalinasau. And he's straight into the breakdown.
Tackle now, release.
Got to release the ball, Bibby, which he does, and now here's Rodwell. Rodwell to Burgess. Hint of a forward pass, but on we go through Rodwell again. Now Mitchell. Here's Bibby. And he's got Norton outside him, the pace man on the wing. Here's Mitchell. Always dangerous when they get the ball into the hands of Dan Norton. Here's Rodwell. Rodwell to Gray, and it's another error by Gray. They knock on from the replacement.
That's a shame again. Again, I felt Bibby could have gone to Dan Norton earlier. Let's Dan Norton have the ball in space to take his man on the outside. We come back down here, they stretch the width. It's a poor pass by Rodwell. Small things. He's got to pass for the man, not to the man. He doesn't. He put it into his shoulder. The errors occurred.
England making more errors, missing more tackles, and conceding more penalties.
Okay, come closer.
And Fiji completing more passes.
Crouch.
There we are. 3 penalties conceded by England, to 1 by Fiji.
Sit.
Clunasai. Rathenbuli tries to fend away Watson. England really pressurising here, and it's Gray. Can he make up for his 2 errors? He can, you know. Alex Gray, oh, I thought he was in. I thought Alex Gray was going to make it to the corner.
That was wonderful defence by the Fijian boys there. I mean, fair play, Alex Gray's intercepted, but he's got to make those things count in the game like this. You've got to make these things. That's great work, great play. You've got to be aware. He's pinned his ears back. He's gone for it, but that's wonderful endeavour and work ethic from the Fijian number 6 there. Wonderful work by Naku. Wonderful work.
After wonderful work, it's Nathangu with the throw into the line. And oh, England have stolen this one. Burgess, he's over. He's over. What a try for England. What a time to score at 14-0 down at half-time. And England have really punched back here.
So Nathangu, the man who created and saved the tries, then overthrown at the line out, and Burgess is onto it, wasn't he? He was onto it like a shot, like every good open side, and he's over for a big score.
You need this one, young Thomas, to square things up. He's taking his time. Well, he might. Ooh, and not the contact or the direction he needed, so it's a 2-point lead for Fiji into the final minute.
Yeah, it is, but there's a minute to play, and it's going to be a big minute. Again, the restart, so important. Does he come to Gray, or does he go to Rodwell? Fijians aren't sure. They've got 2 big men to go to, England. Every chance of winning this restart.
Ben Ryan quite right. They haven't been able to keep England quiet in this second half. Up goes Alex Gray, and beautifully taken by Kunatani.
Leave him in the air, please.
27 seconds to go.
Slow the clock down, use the time, then probably try and hold on to the ball.
We saw New Zealand do that quite effectively against Australia in the first Cup quarter-final. Very professional, knew exactly what to do in this situation. Do Fiji, 11 seconds left. Just got to hang on to the ball, stay on your feet would help too. It's so treacherous out there, the foot conditions. Got to be careful. Oh, and in fact, it's England who've been penalised at the breakdown.
Well, that's a big call. We'll have to have a look at it, but Rustler hasn't been far wrong today. So, no, these are big decisions where referees have got to step up to the plate. And I think Rustler's called that spot on. I'm not sure. We'll have a look, hopefully.
Well, it's a decision at the breakdown that ends with a Fijian victory, and they've just managed to hang on. Great second half fight back by England.
There's the tackle made. Let's go with his feet. He's saying the ruck has formed when Tom Powell went back in. Therefore, the tackler loses his right. Fijian penalty. Correct decision, Rasta.
Well, it's a massive call, and it results in a Fijian victory. Fiji 14, England 12. Fiji go on to play New Zealand in a, what a belter of a semi-final. very good fast start from Fiji, 2 quick tries. You thought at that stage they might have pulled away and hammered this England's team, but real resolve within the England ranks. And patience and trust he talked about, Simon Amor. They showed it in the second half. And let's get a response to that thrilling victory from Fiji.
Well, Ben, it was a thriller, and you've turned the tables on them from Hong Kong in the same conditions.
Yep, we were so disappointed in what happened in Hong Kong, and credit to England, but it wasn't going to happen again. We should have scored more points there.
You kept the instructions nice and simple at half-time. How much do you trust them in these conditions?
Oh, 100%. It rains a lot in Suva, you know. I use the word thake in Fijian, it means work, and that's all you got to do, outwork the opposition. We're relishing now our opportunity to have a crack at the All Blacks.
Yeah, New Zealand is going to be key, and key not just for here, but for the series too.
Yep, and they're a terrific side, and we've been lucky to come away with some good victories against them. The crowd is here is going to have 14 minutes where they're going to have some excitement.
Thanks, Ben.
Tanaka.